बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। टॉपिक है हमारा पेरेंटल प्रिपरेशंस। पेरेंटल डिराइव फ्रॉम टू वर्ड्स पैरामीन away and Tyrol mean from GIT. Parental articles are defined according to USP 24 National Formulary 19 as those preparations intended for injection through the skin or other external boundary tissue rather than through the alimentary canal. So read the active substances that contain are administered using gravity or force directly into a blood vessel organ tissue. अच्छा, पेरेंटल्स वो हमारे पास वो रूट है जिस जो हम लोग जीआईटी के अलावा किसी भी रूट से दे, चाहे वो स्किन से दे चाहे वो फिर ब्लड वेजल में डायरेक्ट जो है वो ड्रग को इंजेक्ट करे। पेरेंटल प्रोडक्ट्स जो ये are prepared scrupulously by methods designed to ensure that they meet pharmacopoeia requirements for sterility, pyrogens, particulate matter, and other contaminants, and where appropriate contain inhibitors of growth of microorganisms. ये पेरेंटल्स की हिस्ट्री है। एडवांटेजेस क्या है? यूजफुल फॉर पेशेंट्स हु कांट टेक ड्रग्स ओरली, यूज फॉर ड्रग्स दैट रिक्वायर अ रैपिड ऑनसेट ऑफ एक्शन, useful for emergency situations, use for providing sustained drug release delivery, like implants, IM depot injections can be used for self delivery of drugs, useful for drugs that are inactivated in the GIT tract, are susceptible to first pass metabolism, useful for injection of drugs directly into a tissue, useful for delivering fluids, electrolytes or nutrients, useful for providing precise drug delivery by IV or infusion. Utilizing PK techniques can be done in hospital, ambulatory infusion centers, and in home healthcare. Disadvantage is more expensive and costly to produce, potential for injection at site of injection, potential for sepsis, potential for infection, potential for thrombophlebitis, potential for fluid overload, potential for air embolism, extravasation. Psychological distress by the patient requires specialized equipment, devices, and techniques to prepare or administer drugs. Potential for pain upon injection, potential for tissue damage upon injection, risk of needle stick injuries and exposed to blood-borne pathogens by healthcare worker. Increased morbidity associated with long-term vascular access devices, disposable needles, syringes, and other infusion devices require special considerations. Other routes: intra-abdominal, arterial, intra-articular, intracardiac, intracisternal, dermal, ocular, pleural, intrathecal, intrauterine, intraventricular. Types of parenteral products: we have small volume on the basis of according to the volume of the product. We have small volume parenterals and large volume parenterals. Injections of 100 ml or less than 100 ml, उनको स्मॉल वॉल्यूम पेरेंटल्स कहते हैं, जबकि लार्ज वॉल्यूम पेरेंटल्स जिनकी जो वॉल्यूम है वो 100 ml से क्या हो, ज़्यादा हो। नंबर ऑफ डोजेस की बेस में मल्टीपल डोज इंजेक्शंस भी हमारे पास मल्टी डोज सिंगल डोज भी है। ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डोजेज फॉर्म हमारे पास वेट इंजेक्शंस भी है और ड्राई इंजेक्शंस भी है, लाइक स्टीराइल सोल्यूशन फॉर इंजेक्शन, स्टीराइल सस्पेंशन फॉर इंजेक्शन, स्टीराइल इमल्जन फॉर इंजेक्शन। हमारे पास ड्राई इंजेक्शन में स्टीराइल पाउडर आता है सोल्यूशन के लिए और स्टीराइल पाउडर फॉर सस्पेंशन। Parental products may be sterile and free from pyrogens and foreign particulate matter. These three major characteristics distinguish sterile dosage form from any other pharmaceutical product. तो हमारा जो पेरेंटल प्रोडक्ट्स है वो क्या हो, मस्ट क्या हो, स्टीराइल और पायरोजन से फ्री हो। स्टीरिलिटी इज अ स्टेट ऑफ एब्सोल्यूट फ्रीडम फ्रॉम माइक्रोबियल कंटामिनेशन। इंटरेस्टिंगली द वर्ड स्टीराइल ऑन द लेबल ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट on the label of a sterile product has had a historic meaning that a sample of the product lost past the compendial test for sterility. Today, to claim that a product is sterile involves much more than passing a sterility test. Achievement of sterility involves the combination and coordination of a wide range of activities and processes such as cleaning and sanitization of all facilities and equipment, cleaning and sterilization of equipment, packaging, and all other items to be in contact with the sterile product. Installation and certification of laminar airflow areas where sterile area is provided by high efficiency particulate air filters. Environmental monitoring of the facility, equipment, water, and personnel for strict microbiological and particulate control. Appropriate gowning and training. of personal and aseptic techniques, validation of sterilization processes, validation of the filter system, integrating testing of the filter system before and after filtration, integrating testing of the container closure system to maintain sterility of the product, conductors of the sterility test initially for all lots. तो ये सारे प्रोसेसेस, ये सारे स्टेप्स हम लोगों ने करने हैं अगर हमें चाहिए, अगर हम चाहते हैं कि हमारा जो प्रोडक्ट स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट है वो स्टेराइल हो और पायरोजन फ्री हो. Freedom from pyrogens. Pyrogens are metabolic byproducts of microbial growth injected in sufficient amount in humans. In fact, in any mammal, pyrogens can react with the hypothalamus of the brain to raise the body temperature. In addition, they can cause a number of other adverse physiological effects, including death. The serious problems with sepsis are a result of high levels of endotoxin, endotoxin being a major type of pyrogen. Pyrogens are very small, water-soluble, heat-resistant lipopolysaccharides. Lipopolysaccharide can't be destroyed by typical steam sterilization cycles are removed by 0.2 micron membrane filters. Prevention rather than elimination is the key for pyrogen removal. The primary source of pyrogenic contamination in parenteral products is water. Fortunately, pyrogens are destroyed by distillation. Water used to clean containers enclosures can also be a source of pyrogen. However, glass is sterilized by dry heat at temperature hot enough UD greater than 250 degrees centigrade to destroy pyrogens. Rubber closures are steam sterilized, which doesn't destroy pyrogens. Closures are depyrogenated by the cleaning and rinsing process using pyrogen-free water. If the parenteral product is contaminated with pyrogen, there is no practical way to remove or destroy them. Pyrogenic contamination is detected using two tests. In the older method, rabbits are injected with the product samples and rectal temperature is measured. The newer method involves a relatively simple in vitro technique called the Lumulus amebicide lysate test. It is based on the high sensitivity of amebicide of the horseshoe crab to the lipopolysaccharide components of endotoxin. तो पायरोजन क्या काज करता है, फीवर काज करता है. तो इस पायरोजन को हम लोगों ने क्या करना है, हम अगर टेस्ट करना चाहते हैं कि स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट में पायरोजन है कि नहीं, तो उसके लिए दो टेस्ट है, क्या रैबिट टेस्ट, दूसरा है लिमुलस अमीबोसाइड लाइसेट टेस्ट. रैबिट टेस्ट में हम लोग रैबिट्स को ये जो स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट जो हमने बनाए होते हैं वो रैबिट्स को इंजेक्ट किया जाता है. देन उनका रेक्टल टेम्परेचर चेक किया जाता है. अगर उनका रेक्टल टेम्परेचर नॉर्मल जो बॉडी टेम्परेचर है वो 35 है, अगर उस 35 में 36 या 37 1 या 2 का भी प्लस आया ना, तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम ये समझ जाएंगे कि इस प्रोडक्ट में पायरोजन्स थे तभी उसका टेम्परेचर रैबिट का टेम्परेचर राइज हुआ. इसके अलावा हमारे पास ल्यूमिनस अमीबोसाइड लाइसेट रिएजेंट है. इसको हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इसका रिएक्शन करवाते हैं उस स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट के साथ. अगर हमें कोएगुलेशन या फिर टर्बिडिटी नजर आ गई उस स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट में, तो हम समझ जाएंगे कि यहाँ पे क्या है, पायरोजेंस है. क्योंकि लिमुलस अमीबोसाइड लाइसेट रिएजेंट जो है वो कोएगुलेशन काज करता है अगर ये पायरोजन के साथ जो है वो अगर ये पायरोजन के साथ जो है वो मिल जाए. फ्रीडम फ्रॉम पार्टिकुलेट मैटर. Particulate matter is viewed as unacceptable contamination in parenteral solution. It is recognized that subvisible particulate matter will exist in certain amounts, but the USP now has limits for acceptable levels of particulate matter for parenteral, no more than 6,000 particles per container greater than equal to 0.5 micron, no more than 600 particles per container greater than equal to 25 micron. Parenteral solutions with visible particulate matter shouldn't be used. USP has now limits for acceptable levels of particulate matter for parenteral, no more than 6,000 particles per container greater than or equal to 0.5 micron, no more than 600 particles per container. Stability. Drug in parenteral are generally unstable. Many drugs are so unstable that they can't be marketed as ready-to-use solutions. Drug with sufficient solution stability will still require certain formulation, packaging, and storage conditions. To maintain stability during shelf life storage and use, the primary pathways of drug degradation involves oxidation, reaction with molecular oxygen, catalyzed by various factors including high temperature, high pH level, heavy metals, light and peroxide contaminants, and hydrolysis. For protein pharmaceuticals, aggregation of the protein resulting in a loss of potency can be a major degradation pathway. Drugs can also be react with packaging and formulation components, resulting in physical and chemical degradation. Many small volume parenteral products are packed in light protecting packaging, require storage at a controlled room or lower temperature, are formulated at low pH, contain antioxidant and are and metal chelating agents and are processed in oxygen free condition where water is saturated with an inert gas, and before to sealing the container the product is overlaid with an inert gas to remove oxygen from the headspace of the container. Many drugs in liquid parenteral will react with water and form hydrolytic degradation products. Hydrolysis and decomposition occur as solution pH may change and are catalyzed by resulting hydrogen and or hydroxyl ions. Buffer play an important role in certain injectable products to achieve tight control of solution pH. Buffers क्या करते हैं, pH को maintain रखते हैं. Hydrolysis of solid state injectables can occur with moisture from the headspace in the container, moisture remaining in the solid product and moisture originating from or through the rubber closure. Control of residual moisture during and after processing, and the use of effective container closure systems to minimize moisture ingress are very important to protect dried powder from hydrolytic degradation. Isotonicity. Parenteral should be isotonic with blood, tears, spinal fluid and other biological fluid to which the product is injected on instant. हमारा जो पेरेंटल प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उनके जो ऑस्मोलिटी है वो मस्ट मैच करें हमारे बॉडी फ्लूइड को. अगर मैच नहीं करेगा तो इससे क्या होगा, इरिटेशन होगी, स्वेलिंग हो सकती है, एडेमा हो सकता है. इसलिए तो आइसोटोनिसिटी मस्ट जो है वो बॉडी से मैच करे. दिस मीन्स दैट द इंजेक्टेड इंस्टेंट सोल्यूशन कंटेन द सेम नंबर ऑफ सोल्यूट पार्टिकल्स इन सोल्यूशन as is contained in the biological cell. Isotonicity means that the tone of the cell will not be disturbed either by the ingress of water from the injected solution if the solution is hypotonic, or egress of water from the cell if the solution is hypertonic. Solution tonicity can be ascertained by measurement of a colligative properties such as osmotic pressure or freezing point depression. Formulation ingredients. Parenteral are simple formulations compared with other pharmaceutical dosage forms. Solution parenteral contain water, the active ingredient, and a minimal number of inactive added ingredients. Solid parenteral contain the active ingredient and usually one or two added ingredients. Solvent. The most widely used solvent for parenteral is water for injection. The most widely solvent for parenteral is water for injection. USP as a solvent, water for injection is used in preparing the bulk solution, compounding and as final rinse for equipment and packaging preparation. Water for injection is prepared by distillation or reverse osmosis at 200 to 400 pressure, although only distillation is permitted for sterile water for injection. तो हमारे लिए जो पेरेंटल प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए जो सॉल्वेंट चाहिए वो वाटर फॉर इंजेक्शन होगा, जो कि हम लोग रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस और अल्ट्रा फिल्ट्रेशन से प्रिपेयर करते हैं. स्टेराइल वाटर फॉर इंजेक्शन यूज एज अ व्हीकल फॉर reconstitution of sterile solid particles before administration and is terminally sterilized by autoclaving. तो स्टेराइल वाटर जो है ये जो पाउडर है उसको उसकी रिकॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के लिए ये यूज किया जाता है बिफोर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. बैक्टीरियोस्टैटिक वाटर फॉर इंजेक्शन, हमारे पास वाटर फॉर इंजेक्शन भी है, बैक्टीरियोस्टैटिक वाटर भी है. is commercially available as a reconstitution vehicle for solid product intended for multi-dose use. Bacteriostatic water जो है ये multi-dose containers के लिए use होता है क्योंकि इसमें benzyl alcohol is a common antimicrobial preservative used in bacteriostatic water for injection. benzyl alcohol antimicrobial है और ये जो multi-dose containers में हमारे पास bacteriostatic water use होता है क्योंकि उसमें preservative होता है benzyl alcohol. Sesame oil, cottonseed oil, fractionated coconut oil, arachis oil and other vegetable oils are used as vehicles for water-insoluble drugs such as corticosteroids and oil-soluble vitamins. Used as vehicle for water-insoluble drugs such as corticosteroids and oil-soluble vitamins. Oily solutions can be administered only by IM. तो जो ड्रग्स जो कि हमारे पास ऑयल में वाटर में सॉल्युबल नहीं उनको ऑयल में सॉल्युबलाइज करके इंजेक्ट किया जाता है, लाइक सीजेम, कॉटन सीड ऑयल, अरेकिस ऑयल वगैरह में. तो वो ड्रग्स हमारे पास कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स और विटामिन डी। सॉल्युबलाइजर्स किस लिए यूज होते हैं? ये इन्हांस करते हैं और मेंटेन करते हैं कुछ सॉल्युबिलिटी ऑफ पुअरली वाटर सॉल्युबल ड्रग्स। जो पुअर वाटर सॉल्युबल ड्रग्स है उनके लिए हम लोग सोल्युबलाइजर यूज करते हैं। लिक्विड को सॉल्वेंट्स यूज करते हैं लाइक ग्लाइसरीन, पॉलीथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल, प्रोपाइलिन अल्कोहल, इथानॉल, क्रीमेफोर, सरफेस एक्टिव एजेंट्स पॉलीसॉर्बेट 80 और पॉलीसॉर्बेट 20, फ्लोरोनिक 68, लिसिथिन वगैरह, कम्प्लेक्सिंग एजेंट्स बीटा साइक्लोडेक्स्ट्रिन्स, कैप्टिसोल, पॉलीविनाइल पायरोलिडोन, कार्बोक्सीमिथाइल सेलुलोज वगैरह यूज होता है। Liquid solubilizer act by reducing the dielectric constant properties of the solvent system, thereby reducing the electrical conductance capabilities of the solvent and increasing the solubility of hydrophobic or non-polar drugs. Surface active agent increase the dispersibility and water solubility of poorly soluble drugs owing to their unique chemical properties of possessing both hydrophilic and hydrophobic functional groups in the same molecule. The same is true of beta cyclodextrins addressed below. The hydrophobic groups adsorb to surface molecules of the drug, whereas the hydrophilic groups interact with the water solvent molecules. Therefore, the drug molecules located within the hydrophobic core of the surface active agent, sometimes called a micelle, while the polar molecule of the surface active agent are oriented with water and the drug is solubilized within the surface active agent dissolvent. तो जो ड्रग जो के solubilize जो के वाटर में soluble नहीं है वो क्या करता है, वो जो सरफेस एक्टिव एजेंट्स है उनके दरमियान खुद को क्या कर लेता है, छुपा लेता है। जबकि सरफेस एक्टिव एजेंट जो अपना जो हेड साइड है, पोलर साइड है, वो वाटर की तरफ कर देता है और नॉन पोलर साइड जो है वो ड्रग की साइड की तरफ कर देता है। तो ये नॉन पोलर जो ड्रग है उसके इर्द गिर्द जो है वो सर्कुलर फॉर्म में अरेंज हो जाते हैं। तो इसको बोलते हैं हम लोग माइसेल फॉर्मेशन। तो इन्हीं सरफेस ये जो सरफेस एक्टिव एजेंट्स है ये क्या है, एम्पीफिलिक है, ये वाटर और नॉन सॉल्युबल वाटर लविंग भी है और लिपोफिलिक भी है। एंटी माइक्रोबियल प्रिजर्वेटिंग एजेंट्स भी हम लोग यूज करते हैं ये parenterals में to maintain the sterility of the product during its shelf life and use. They are required in preparation intended for multiple dosing from the same container because of the finite probability of accidental contamination during repeated use. They also are included, although this is quite controversial, in some single-dose products that are aseptically manufactured to provide additional assurance of product sterility. The combination of antimicrobial preservative agents and adjunctive heat treatment, usually temperatures below 110 degrees centigrade, also is used to increase assurance of sterility for products that can't be terminally sterilized. Very few antimicrobial preservative agents are acceptable. They can be incompatible with the drug and formulation ingredients and can interact adversely with packaging components. हमारे पास जो प्रिजर्वेटिव्स है, फिनोल है, एमक्रिसोल है, मिथाइल पैराबिन, प्रोपाइल पैराबिन, क्लोरोपिटानोल, बेंजाइल अल्कोहल, बेंजलकोनियम क्लोराइड, थायोमर्सिन। बफर्स आर यूज, ये किस लिए यूज होते हैं? ये स्टेरल प्रोडक्ट्स के पीएच को मेंटेन करने के लिए यूज होते हैं, टू मेंटेन द पीएच लेवल ऑफ सोल्यूशन in the range that provide either maximum stability of the drug against hydrolytic degradation or maximum or optimal solubility of the drug in solution. The appropriate choice of buffer depends on the pH range in which the drug in question is most stable. That match the pKa of the buffer species. For example, if a pH of 4.5 is most desirable, the correct choice of buffer would be an acetate buffer because the pK of acetic acid is 4.76 and at pH 4.76 acetic acid exists 50% as the acid unionized form and 50% is the salt ionized form. अगर हमारे पास pH जो है वो 3 to 5 हो तो तब उसके लिए हम लोग जो है वो एसिटिक एसिड एसीटेट बफर सिस्टम यूज करते हैं। अगर हमारे पास जो है वो पीएच प्रोडक्ट का अल्कलाइन हो, हाई पीएच हो, तो तब हम लोग ग्लूटामिक एसिड ग्लूटामेट या फिर फास्फोरिक एसिड फॉस्फेट यूज करते हैं। एसिडिक पीएच के लिए सिट्रिक एसिड और एसिटिक एसिड यूज किया जाता है ताकि उसका पीएच जो है वो क्या हो, मेंटेन है। एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स किस लिए यूज होते हैं? फंक्शन बाय रिएक्टिंग प्रेफरेंशियली विद मॉलिक्यूलर ऑक्सीजन, मिनिमाइजिंग फॉर टर्मिनेटिंग द फ्री रेडिकल ऑटो ऑक्सीडेशन रिएक्शन, जो कि ऑक्सीजन की वजह से जो रिएक्शंस होते हैं उनको इनहिबिट करने के लिए एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स यूज होते हैं. Many drugs are sensitive to the presence of oxygen and will degrade very rapidly in the absence of protection. In addition to the use of antioxidants, other precautions must be taken. These include protection from light, heat, heavy metal, and peroxide contamination and excessive exposure to air. Formulating the product at low pH is preferable if the product is stable and soluble at low pH. The most widely used agent is sodium sulfide because its oxidation reduction potential lies in the range at which it doesn't preferentially oxidize too slowly or too rapidly. Other sulfurous acid salts also are effective antioxidants, such as ascorbic acid and sodium ascorbate. Sometimes a combination of antioxidants strengthen oxidative drug protection, as well as a combination of an oxidant and a chelating agent. The most common chelating agent used in parenteral is disodium ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. Antioxidants commonly used in small volume parenterals are water-soluble sulfurous acid salts, ascorbic acid isomers, thiol derivatives, while oil-solubles are propyl gallate, butylated hydroxyanisole, butylated hydroxytoluene. Tonicity adjuster. A variety of agents are used in sterile products to adjust tonicity. Most common are simple electrolytes such as sodium chloride or other sodium salts, and non-electrolytes such as glycerin and lactose. Tonicity adjusters are usually the last ingredient added to the formulation after the other ingredient in the formulation are established, and the osmolality of the formulation measured if the formulation is still hypotonic. Less than 280 moles per kg is measured by a commonly used osmometer instrument. Tonicity adjusting agents are added until the formulation is isotonic. If the formulation is hypertonic, the degree of hypertonicity and the intended route of drug administration need to be considered. For intravenous administration, hypertonicity values up to approximately 360 moles per kg are not considered harmful. However, if other routes of administration However, for other routes of administration, efforts should be made to make the final product isotonic before administration. This can be accomplished either by reducing concentration of ingredient, if acceptable, or by diluting the product before administration. Other ingredients. Bulking agents are used in freeze-dried preparations to increase the solid content of the plug in the container after the sublimation process during the freeze drying cycle. Bulking agents not only serve to enhance the elegance of the product but also can serve as stabilizer in absorbing excess moisture during shelf life. A suspending agent keeps the drug suspended in the solvent after shaking and allow homogeneous dosing of the suspended drug. Emulsifying agent lower the interfacial tension of an oil and water interface to allow the two immiscible solvents to mix and form a stable emulsion. A bulking agent mannitol, lactose, sucrose, dextrose. Suspending agent carboxymethyl cellulose, methyl cellulose, which we use in जो कि हम लोग पैरेंटल्स में यूज़ करते हैं. इमल्सिफाइंग एजेंट भी यूज़ करते हैं ताकि सरफेस एक्टिव इंटरफेशियल टेंशन को कम किया जा सके. स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैसे करते हैं? मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ स्टेराइल प्रोडक्ट इज यूनिवर्सली एक्नॉलेज टू बी द मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट ऑफ ऑल फार्मास्यूटिकल प्रोडक्शन एक्टिविटीज. सबसे ज़्यादा मुश्किल काम हमारे पास जो है वो पैरेंटल की प्रिपरेशन है. फैसिलिटी डिजाइन टू हैव माइक्रोबियल पायरोजन एंड पार्टिकल्स कंट्रोल ओवर द प्रोडक्शन एनवायरमेंट are essential. The facility concerns encompass the entire building, but the most relevant components are those in which production materials are exposed to the environment. Warehouse. Environmental protection of materials commences upon receipt, where samples for release are taken from the bulk container. Protection of the bulk materials is accomplished by the use of ISO class 7 environment. For sampling, all samples should be taken aseptically. Preparation area. The materials utilized for production of sterile processes. Move toward the filling area through a series of progressively cleaner environment. Typically, the first step is transfer into an ISO class 8 ISO class 8 environment in which the pre-sterilization preparation steps are performed. Wooden pallets and Corrugated materials should always be excluded from this zone. Preparation areas provide protection to materials and components for a variety of activities. Uh, Components washing, cleaning of equipment, and pre-assembly wrapping. The preparation area typically includes storage areas where clean and wrap change parts, components, and vessels can be held until required for use in the fill or compounding areas. The preparation area is ordinarily located between the warehouse and the filling compounding areas are connected to each of those by airlocks. Preparation areas are supplied with high efficiency particulate air. The common design requirement is more than 20 air changes per hour, turbulent airflow, temperature, and relative humidity control for personal comfort, as in any clean room area. Designed for total particulate control, the air returns should be low mounted. Wall and ceiling surfaces should be smooth, easily cleaned, and tolerant of localized high humidity. Floors should be typically monolithic with integral drains to prevent standing water. Ordinarily present within the preparation area are localized areas of ISO class 5 unidirectional airflow utilized to protect wash components prior to sterilization and depyrogenation. They are designed to reduce and eliminate the potential for particle contamination. Operators in the preparation area are typically garbed in low particle uniform with shoe, hair, and beard covers. The use of latex or other gloves is required when contacting washed components. Equipment within the preparation area can include manual or ultrasonic wash rinsing, single or double door automated parts washers, batch or continuous glass washers, stopper washers for closure components, equipment wrap areas and staging areas for incoming components, dirty equipment and clean components equipment. Compounding area. The manufacture of parenteral solutions is ordinarily performed in ISO class 7 control environment in which localized ISO class 5 unidirectional flow hoods are utilized to provide greater environmental control during material addition. These areas are designed to maintain the microbial pyrogen and particle contributions to the formulation prior to sterilization. Depending upon the scale of manufacture, the vessels can range from small containers up to 50 liter to portable tanks to large fixed vessels. Compounding area often include equipments like graduated cylinders, scales of various ranges, transfers and metering pumps, homogenizer, pre-filters, and a variety of other liquid powder handling equipment. Because parenteral formulation can include aqueous and non-aqueous vehicles, suspension, emulsion, and other liquids, the capability of the compounding area may vary. Agitators can be propeller, turbine, high shear walls, and sealing materials are selected to be impervious to liquid and chemical spills and are easy to clean. Floors in these areas are monolithic and should be stopped to drain with appropriate design elements and control procedures to eliminate backflow potential. Compounding areas are supplied with HEPA filters. Ceiling mounted terminal HEPAs are more common. The common design requirement is more than 50 to 60 air changes per hour. Turbulent flow with temperature and relative humidity for personal comfort. Air returns may be at or near the floor level with localized extraction provided as necessary to minimize dusting of powder material. Common utilities are water for injection, deionized water, nitrogen compressed water. Clean plant steam and heating and cooling media for the fixed and portable tanks. Cleaning of the fixed vessels and portable tanks is accomplished using either manual sequenced cleaning procedures or more commonly with a CIP system. Personnel working in the compounding area typically wear a cover overall which may be sterilized for contamination control as required with the head beard covers as well as dust mask and sterile gloves. Additional personal protective equipment may be necessary for some of the material being processed. A fresh gown should be done upon each entry into the compounding area. Separate degowning rooms should be provided to minimize cross-contamination potential for personnel working with different materials. aseptic filling rooms and aseptic processing area. The filling of aseptic formulations is performed in an ISO class 5 environment, which is assessed from an ISO class 6 to 7 background environment in which personnel are present. Some measure of physical separation is provided between the ISO class 5 and ISO 6-7 environment as a means of environmental protection, as well as a reminder to personnel to restrict their exposure to ISO class 5. Aseptic processing areas are built to the same design standard: smooth, impervious ceilings, walls and floors, flush-mounted windows, clean room door design, covered corners, finishes capable of withstanding the aggressive chemicals utilized for cleaning and sanitization. Air returns throughout the APA are located at or near floor level. Unidirectional airflow is provided over all exposed sterile materials. That is fill zones, sterilizer, oven tunnel, unload areas, and anywhere else sterile materials are exposed to the environment. Air changes in these ISO class 5 environment can approach 600 per hour. Although laser values have proven successful, air changes in the background environment may vary from 60 to 120 per hour. Non-sterilized items should not be allowed to enter the ISO class 5 portion of the field zone, and sterilization is essential